Andrea Flenoury was born on June 6, 1984, in Warren, Ohio. She was a star cheerleader at Lordstown High School and had dreams of becoming a nurse or a teacher. She moved with her mother to Akron after graduating from high school in 2002. She worked as an exotic dancer at a club called The Office under the stage name Gemini. She also had a boyfriend who was abusive and controlling. She was 6 weeks pregnant with his child at the time of her death. On August 6, 2005, Andrea left her home around 9:30 p.m. to go to work at the office. She was wearing a pink tank top, blue jeans, and white sneakers. She had her hair in braids and carried a black purse. She told her roommate that she would be back by 3:00 a.m. However, she never returned home. The next morning, around 7:30 a.m., a fisherman found Andrea's body in the Ohio Erie Canal near Manchester Road. She was wrapped in chains and weighed down by cinder blocks. She had been strangled to death with a cord or a rope. Her purse and her clothes were missing. Her body was identified by her tattoos: a butterfly on her right shoulder blade, a rose on her left ankle, and the word Gemini on her lower back. The police launched an investigation into Andrea's murder, but they had few clues and no witnesses. They interviewed her boyfriend, who claimed that he had nothing to do with her death. He said that he had last seen her on August 5 when they had an argument over her pregnancy. He said that he wanted her to keep the baby, but she wanted to have an abortion. He also said that he had an alibi for the night of August 6th. He was at his cousin's house playing video games. He passed a polygraph test and was cleared as a suspect. The police also looked into Andrea's work as a dancer, but they did not find any evidence of foul play or enemies at the office. They talked to her coworkers and customers, but none of them reported seeing anything suspicious or unusual on the night of August 6th. They also checked the security cameras at the office, but they did not capture Andrea leaving the club or getting into a car. The police were baffled by Andrea's murder. They wondered who would want to kill her and why. They also wondered how she ended up in the canal, which was several miles away from where she worked and lived. They speculated that she may have been abducted by someone who knew her, or lured by someone who pretended to be friendly or helpful. One possible clue that the police found was a connection between Andrea's murder and another unsolved murder that happened 4 months earlier in Akron. On April 8, 2005, Donna Pittinger, a 38-year-old sex worker, was found dead in a wooded area near Interstate 77. She had been strangled to death with a belt or a strap. Her body was partially clothed and covered with leaves. The police continued to investigate both murders, but they did not make any arrests or identify any suspects. They appealed to the public for any information or tips that could help them solve the cases, but they did not receive any leads that led them anywhere. In 2010, journalist James Renner wrote a book called The Serial Killer's Apprentice, and other true stories of Cleveland's most intriguing unsolved crimes, in which he covered Andrea's and Donna's murders, among others. He interviewed some of the investigators and family members involved in the cases, and proposed some theories and speculations of his own. One of Renner's theories was that Andrea and Donna were killed by a serial killer who was active in Ohio in the 2000s. He suggested that the killer may have been a truck driver who traveled across the state and picked up women who worked as dancers or sex workers. He said that the killer may have used chains and cinder blocks to dispose of the bodies in water, but he may have also used other methods to hide his tracks. He said that the killer may have been inspired by another serial killer, Robert Ben Rhodes, who was known as the Truck Stop Killer and who killed at least 3 women in Texas and Illinois in the early 1990s. Another theory that Renner had was that Andrea and Donna were killed by someone who knew them personally. He said that the killer may have been someone who was jealous or angry with them, such as a lover, a pimp, a customer, or a rival. He said that the killer may have had a fetish for strangulation or bondage, and that he may have used chains and cinder blocks as a signature or a method. He said that the killer may have been familiar with the area where he dumped the bodies, and that he may have still been living in Akron or nearby. Andrea Flenoury's family and friends still mourn her loss and hope for justice. They remember her as a beautiful, smart, and kind person who had bright future ahead of her. They wonder what happened to her on the night of August 6, 2005, and who took her life away. They also wonder if she would have had a boy or a girl and what they would have looked like. Andrea Flenoury's murder is one of the most mysterious and frustrating cold cases in Ohio. It is a case that raises many questions but offers few answers. It is a case that haunts the investigators and the community. It is a case that deserves to be solved. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. I will see you next time.